Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast. My name is Amir. Before I get into today's episode, I just want to thank everybody for following the podcast on Apple or Spotify. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So, for today's episode, I want to talk about a report that just came out that said Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert would never trade Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers. So, according to NBA insider Jovan Buha of The Atlantic, he said that the Los Angeles Lakers' number one priority and target this offseason is Donovan Mitchell. However, don't expect Mitchell to be landed by the Los Angeles Lakers after an NBA insider said Dan Gilbert would never trade Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers, which is just music to my ears right now, which I love seeing this because, as some of you may know, and some of you may not know, the Lakers are the team that I hate the most in NBA and across any sport. So happy to see that they potentially might be out of the mix. And we know last week there was a report by Brian Windhorst that said the Lakers, Miami, and the Brooklyn Nets would be candidates for acquiring Donovan Mitchell. And Bleacher Report said that, the Miami Heat are at the top of Donovan Mitchell's list if he was to ask for a trade. So does that mean it's going to be between Miami and Brooklyn now? If Donovan Mitchell does not sign that extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he doesn't have to necessarily request for a trade, because if Dan Gilbert is talking about this potential of trading Donovan Mitchell, then he knows that if he does not sign this extension, that this is his final season before he has a player option, and it makes more sense to trade him like Utah did and get some assets before he walks away completely for free. So we know Donovan Mitchell is one of the top scorers in the NBA, and he's under contract next season for $35 million or so, and he's eligible to sign a 4-year extension this summer worth over $208 million. So again, the biggest domino that needs to fall is Donovan Mitchell needs to either sign this extension or does not sign this extension. And if he does not, will he pick up his option in the 2025 season as a player option, or will he test free agency? But I don't think Dan Gilbert and the Cavaliers even want to get that far. So, one thing also that was really interesting in this report that did come out was that Gilbert and Kobe Altman said that they would be looking for a lucrative package if they do trade Donovan Mitchell. And what that would look like is similar to what Joe Cronin and what the Trailblazers wanted last season for Dame. But this is different because Donovan Mitchell is a lot younger than Dame and doesn't have a long-term contract like Damian Lillard. So either way, similar contract or similar, offer. They want multiple draft picks, and they want 1 or 2 young players with star potential in a Mitchell trade. And they said, for example, a source told Hoops Wire that the Cavaliers would ask for Tyler Herro and Jaime Jaquez Jr. from the Heat in Mitchell trade talks if it ever gets to that point. So that's interesting because us Miami Heat fans were debating and torn on Twitter saying, do we trade everybody if Donovan Mitchell becomes available? If he does request a trade, if he does say he wants to go to Miami, do we trade the entire farm? And Pat Riley in his press conference said he doesn't want to tear this team apart. And we assume that meant he doesn't want to trade Tyler, Jaime, and Jovic and gut the youth of this team and the potential of this team for one player and turn the Miami Heat into kind of like the Suns to a certain degree, where it's very top heavy. They have 3 players, but they have no depth. And then their defense, obviously I'm talking about the Suns, struggled as well. So they had no defense and no depth. Miami would have defense, but they would have no depth if they traded all 3. So this could be interesting news, man. This could be good news that they're not asking for all 3, Tyler, Jovic, and Jaime. And I don't know, personally, if I was to have to keep one of Jaime and Jovic, I'm leaning towards Jovic. He is younger. He is taller. He's 6'11". I think he has a higher ceiling than Jaime Jaquez. Like, Jaquez is a good player. He was just voted first team NBA rookie team. So congratulations to him. So he is a good asset and could potentially be a star type of player in this league. Who knows? But I don't know. It seems like Jovic has a better skill set for today's modern NBA. Already shooting, over 40% from three, so he's a better 3-point shooter, transition player. He's also 6'11", like I mentioned, so plays that point forward role. So if we can keep him, that'd be great. And if they're willing to take two picks, Tyler Herro and Jaquez, I think the Miami Heat have to pull that trigger no matter what. The salaries basically match. The Miami Heat would be actually taking a little more in this case. I think if it's only those two, so they might have to actually throw in a third player for salary filler. Because I think Jaime makes 3 million next year and Tyler makes 29. So I think they're short 2 million. So we'll see what we have to do about that if we hypothetically get there. But either way, it's funny to report this because Dan Gilbert, as we all know, when LeBron went to the Miami Heat and left Cleveland, he was upset. He was pissed. He wrote an open letter to talking crap on LeBron for leaving his home and not winning championships with Cleveland. Obviously, we know the story that LeBron went back, left the Miami Heat, and won a championship ultimately with the Cavs. But either way, Dan Gilbert and LeBron's relationship has definitely improved since back in 2010 when he originally left. But a source told HoopsWire that Gilbert trading Mitchell to the Lakers to help LeBron would be ridiculous. So this is music to my ears. The fact that, the Miami Heat, even if we do miss out on Mitchell somehow, if he does get traded to another team like the Memphis Grizzlies or the Rockets or the Nets or whoever can come out of the woodwork, as long as the Lakers don't get him and extend this title run for LeBron James and AD, I will be super happy. So this is good news. Who knows? Maybe this is one less team that the Miami Heat have to compete against. But also, it just seems that the Cavs are being reasonable, understanding that teams aren't going to give up the farm because they could wait 1 year to get Donovan Mitchell when he becomes a free agent if he doesn't sign the extension. So the writing is on the wall. It's all up to Donovan Mitchell at this point. And the Miami Heat desperately need a third star and a scorer, an elite scorer on this team to carry this Miami Heat team offensively. And Donovan Mitchell will be that perfect person for the Heat. So let me know what you guys think about this report about Gilbert not willing to trade Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers, and also the package of what they would want hypothetically from the Heat of only having to give up Herro and Jaime, and then of course however many picks we can give. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hope everyone has a good day. Thanks.